Welcome, everybody. Today is Tuesday, of course, October 3rd. Tonight is our interim board meeting. I want to welcome everyone in attendance personally. Hello. I want to welcome everyone joining us online as well. First, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Very good. I'm just going to go with the first eyes I meet. Ms. Edlin, would you read the mission statement, please?
Okay,
Dr. Edlin, excuse me. So sorry.
all righty. The mission of the school district of Springfield Township is to educate and develop all students as learners and citizens for a high achieving, resilient, and responsible and changing global community.
Thank you very much. Now for a roll call on the screen.
Mr. Needleman.
Here.
Mr. DeFranco.
Here.
Dr. Etlin.
Here.
Mrs. Green. Here. Mrs. Hubley.
Here.
Mrs. Hughes. Dr. Taratusky.
Here.
Mr. Bedard.
All right, very good. Thank you for that. The board, at its discretion, may videotape all or any portion of our public board meetings, subject to the limitations set forth in Policy 6, which talks about meetings. Board meetings will be broadcast on the Friday afternoon following the board meeting. And now for our first committee report, Mr. Neil DeFranco with Property Committee report. Mr. DeFranco, please.
Thank you, Mr. Needleman. Thursday, September 28th, 8 a.m. via Zoom, we had a property committee meeting. In attendance was myself and Mr. Needleman from the board. From the administration, we had Dr. Yannicone, Ms. Green, Mr. Bray. We were also joined by one of our student reps, Chase Rubencam, as well as a guest, Mr. Doug Taylor from Dewey Engineering. This meeting was open to the public. We received an update regarding district-wide service vendors. First off was security. This year we have Cardinal Point staffing security needs at the high school and middle school with an evening shift at the high school as well. The administration is pleased that Cardinal Point has been very responsive to extra staff requests when needed. Custodial healthcare services group is now well-staffed and even tech-equipped. I understand their toolkit includes robotic floor cleaners to help their staff focus on the more manual aspects of custodial services. Food services is run by Chartwells this year. The administration has received feedback from the community regarding menu and other food service related issues over the last weeks. The first 21-day period of the school year is a time when the vendor is required to utilize a menu put in place at the end of the previous school year. This period ends tomorrow, making October 5th the first day for a Chartwell selected menu. Dr. Yannicone's district-wide email from yesterday does an excellent job discussing this topic. Please reference that for more information. Dr. Yannicone will continue to sit down with various student groups to gather direct student feedback in this area. Next on the agenda was a capital and summer project update. We reviewed the projects completed this past summer, including the high school stairwell floor tile replacement, Erdenheim vestibule carpet replacement, Erdenheim gymnasium wall padding installation, middle school and parking lot camera installation. And I understand this is why we've been able to move the buses back. Better security. Where am I? Admin building camera installation, Enfield fence repair and replacement, high school conference room carpet replacement, high school pool locker room door replacement, high school auditorium floor replacement, and the middle school audion stage curtain. We also reviewed ongoing projects for the 2023-2024 year, including Erdenheim and high school camera replacement, sidewalk and concrete repair, classroom, office painting at all schools, transportation, facility maintenance and repairs, BAS controllers for the HVAC units in all schools, LED lamp replacement, all schools, and tree maintenance and pruning and removal. And finally, under capital projects, we discussed capital and summer projects for the summer of 2024 and beyond, including the Erdenheim accessibility ramp. You may recall that this was tabled for this past summer. High school roof, this is phase 2 of the high school roof replacement to address the remaining unwarranted sections that were not addressed this past summer. Upgrade the stadium electricity to support a timing system without the need of a generator. course, the stadium school board, many are probably aware that we've been having issues with it. Repair options have been exhausted, and the current board is in need of replacement. The middle school additions and renovations projects, and of course, maintenance, building, garage door replacement, and finally painting the transportation facility. Next on the agenda was transportation, with the district's need to suggest purchasing minivans. We discussed the district's need to purchase 2 to 3 minivans. We previously discussed the potential to purchase some 10-passenger vans at a finance committee meeting in March of 2023. The administration followed that meeting with a cost and needs assessment and determined that utilizing minivans would be a better approach. Utilizing district minivans will help address reliability issues with outsourced vendors. There's no need for a CDL, so more drivers are available. This adds flexibility for athletic trips, field trips, work-study transportation when there are fewer students involved, saving us nearly empty buses. Also discussed were whether to go with gas, hybrid, or electric. And at the end, we have a board motion this evening for the purchase of up to 3 minivans with the cost not to exceed $67,500. We moved on to discussions of the middle school renovation addition planning. We reviewed the district vision for future readiness, continued attention, and commitment to middle school programs and needs, as well as the financial allocation of resources. There was just an overview of things that have been discussed previously. Borrowing capacity has been confirmed. Facility needs, capacity, and costs have been reviewed. Feedback has been collected from the middle school leadership team and student advisory team. Multiple site visits have occurred and more are planned. Next steps. Dewey Engineering was approved as the construction management firm on September 19th. They will begin an evaluation of the current HVAC systems and recommend options for improvement along with cost-benefit analysis. Stormwater management system will be evaluated for potential improvements prior to construction. There will be regular design team meetings to discuss scope and needs. And of course, the land survey and scan revit that was approved on September 19th will also occur. Current recommendation on the board agenda for this evening is to enter into an agreement with the Schrader Group to provide architectural design services. And then the next finance committee meeting will include a discussion on the borrowing plan on October 13th. We did not have any public comments, and the future meetings are to be determined. Please let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you very much, Veronica. If there are no questions, all right, very good. We'll turn now to our superintendent report. I'll turn things over to Dr. Yannicone.
Thank you very much, Mr. Needleman.
Thank you.
I want to start with just a few items of news and happenings in the community. We had Community Day for Springfield Township on Sunday morning. It was very well attended by the community on a beautiful day. I want to thank Mr. Gottesman, our music director, and his pep band for providing a lot of the entertainment that day, and to Dr. Rittenhouse, who has staffed the district table for the 11th year in a row this past Sunday and done a great job at it. Also want to mention to the community that Orland Fire Company will be holding their annual fire prevention open house this Thursday evening from 5 to 8 p.m. This will also include food trucks to make a night of dinner and fire education for our township residents. And we're happy to support the fire company in their efforts. Next week here in the district, we have International Dinner Night. That is Wednesday, October 11th from 5:30 to 6:30 in the high school cafeteria. We will be celebrating and experiencing the cultural diversity of our school district, and anyone is welcome to register and bring a dish. So anyone here on the panel or at home is welcome to think of something that you might like to share as a representation of your diversity as a family. This is also Hispanic Heritage Month, and we're celebrating that in our schools. This includes displays and reading by and about Hispanic Americans and activities in our classrooms that help our students become global citizens. Our spotlight at our next meeting on October 17th will be on the development of global citizenship at Enfield. Also want to recognize, last week we had 3 members of the senior class, Ayla DiBattista, Luke Lee, and Catherine Matthews, have all been named commended students in the 2024 National Merit Scholarship Program. A letter of commendation from the school and National Merit, which conducts the program, was presented to these 3 scholastically talented seniors. About 34,000 commended students throughout the nation are being recognized for their exceptional academic promise. These commended students placed among the top 50,000 students in the country who entered the 2024 competition by taking the 2022 PSAT. Next week, we'll be administering this year's PSAT to our current juniors. And finally, in news and information, the high school has been recognized in the College Board's AP School Honor Roll this year. 55% of the class of 2023 completed at least one AP course, which is considered a silver letter award for the College Board. In the other two measures, the high school reached the gold level, the highest level that's possible. These measures are for college credit, for which 46% of our seniors earned a 3 or better on at least one AP exam, and for 12% of our students taking 5 or more AP courses during their high school years. We're very proud of our graduated seniors and grateful to our teachers for their expertise and their commitment to college readiness. And I actually did have one other mention. Very recently, we got great news about 2 of our staff members. Lisa Chen, who is a math teacher at the high school, has been selected to present at the National Council for Teachers of Mathematics Conference in Seattle this spring. It's a tremendous honor to be selected for presentation at a national conference, and we're very happy to have Ms. Chen with us. We also heard that Tom Wexler, a member of our technology team, was selected to present at P&C this spring, which is a largely regional technology conference, but very well attended on the East Coast. And we are extremely excited for Tom. This will be his first time presenting at a significant conference. Also want to mention to the board just 3 items for you on the board motions. In addition to some of the items that Mr. DeFranco already mentioned out of property, the minivans and the Schrader Group. And we do have phase 2 of the high school roof to be done through Dewey for your consideration. We also have it in academic affairs, an overnight spring break trip for girls lacrosse to Clearwater, Florida, which sounds beautiful, in the spring and March. And then we also have some really good news under personnel. We have 9 new instructional aides and bus drivers. Thank you, Emily Kerr and the team for working so hard for continuing to find us staff in this staffing shortage. We also have a standard annual renewal of our healthcare group, which is one of our substitute agencies. They predominantly provide us instructional aides and nursing substitutes. So you'll see on the agenda the annual updated fee schedule for that group. And that concludes my report. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Yannicka. You believe talk for a living. Great news all around. That's fantastic. And at this time, we will turn to public comments on agenda items. No one has signed up to speak live, so I'm going to turn to the folks joining us online and just let you know if you do want to talk on an agenda item or speak on an agenda item, please raise your hand, and I'll just remind everyone we do have a 3-minute time limit, and I'll ask you to identify where you live in the township. Hopefully I've spoken long enough to give some time. I don't see any hands, so we're just gonna close out and move on. All right, fantastic. We're gonna move on to our board motions. The first motion is in personnel and human resources contracts. The Board of School Directors approves the following personnel as presented in the attachment, which is attached, which we all got earlier. Support personnel, temporary personnel, extra pay for extra responsibilities, 2023 through 2024, and conference workshop attendance. Are there any questions or comments about this motion? Okay. Can I have a motion? Motion. And a second? All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Aye. The motion will carry. On to General Healthcare Resources LLC. The Board of School Directors approves the updated agreement with General Healthcare Resources LLC with an updated fee schedule effective October 2, 2023. Are there any comments or questions? All right, do I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you. And a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And the motion will carry. On to academic affairs. We have an overnight trip. The high school girls lacrosse team The Board of School Directors approves an overnight trip to Clearwater Beach, Florida for the high school girls lacrosse team from March 23rd through March 27th, 2024 for team building, skill development, and opportunity for collegiate recruiting exposure. Are there any comments or questions? My only question is, can I go too? No, I'm kidding. Do I have a motion? And a second? All right, very good. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And any opposed? All right, very good. The motion carries. On to property, the Board of School Directors authorizes the Business Administrator and Director of Transportation to purchase up to 3 district minivans for a total cost not to exceed $67,500. Are there any comments or questions? No? And do I have a motion?
Motion.
And a second? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Next, on to our Schrader Group Architecture Agreement. The Board of School Directors approves the standard form of agreement with Schrader Group Architecture LLC to provide architecture and engineering services for the Springfield Township Middle School renovation and addition project for a fee of 4.9% of the cost of work and civil fees as a direct reimbursement to the architect at an estimated cost of $146,000 pending final solicitor review. I tried to do all that in one breath. How did I do? I'm just kidding. Any comments or questions? I didn't want anyone to say how well I did. Didn't. Any comments or questions? Was that on the mic? I'm just kidding. All right, do I have a motion? And a second. All right, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right. Motion carries. Next is Dewey Engineering. The Board of School Directors, oh, this is a shorter one. The Board of School Directors approves the contract with Dewey Engineering, Inc. for the Springfield Township High School partial roof replacement Phase 2 project in the amount of $77,000. Any comments or questions?
Comment.
Sir?
Just looking at the way the motion is written and the way the proposal is actually, and just to clarify, this is not the total cost of the replace. Thank you. I'm new here. So my question is, based on the reading of the recommended action and of course, the contents of the proposal, I just want to clarify that this is not the total cost for the repairs. This is just for them to provide the management, design services and et cetera.
That's correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
Should that also be pending solicitor's review? No, that's all been, it's already reviewed.
That's their standard contract. It's not different than what other contracts are.
I'm talking about the Dewey contract.
Correct.
All right, very good.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? No? Do I have a motion?
Motion.
And a second? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, very good. The motion carries. Now, this will follow up a rather regretful resignation of Ms. Lipinski we had earlier this year. The Board of School Directors approves the motion to fill the vacancy created by Gretchen Lipinski's resignation from the board with Kat Sarsfield serving in the capacity as a board member until the December 2023 reorganization meeting of the board. Any comments or questions?
So I would like to nominate Catherine Sarsfield.
All right. That was gonna be my next question. So
Well, we don't need to do it through a formal nomination. We could just, if there's consensus, you can just have a motion as stated. And just insert Kat Sarsfield's name in it.
thank you very much. I was actually gonna do both. Just good. So thank you. When in doubt, try everything. Are there any comments or questions?
I just wanted to share that I think most people know that Kat Sarsfield was on the board for a long time, left us recently, and she's graciously volunteered to come back and support the district for a couple meetings as we bridge the gap to the reorganization meeting.
Anyone else? I'm going to make a brief comment to explain the vote I'm about to offer. I have nothing but the highest regard for Kat Sarsfield, but I'm going to vote no because I think we should, given how close we are to the election, I just think we should leave the seat open until we have an election and then fill the seat. I think that's the best way to respect the voters of the community. That's all. But if it had to be anyone, I'm glad it's Kat. And I'm so looking forward to working with her again. That said, is there a motion? And a second? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No? All right, the motion carries. Now we're on to public comment on non-agenda items. I don't see anyone having signed up in person to speak. So again, I am going to look to our online guests. If any of you wish to speak on a non-agenda item, please raise your hand and let us know. And again, I'll just remind everyone, we do have a 3-minute time limit on comments. And please let us know where you live in the district. And I do not see any hands raised. Give it another 30 seconds and. All right, very good. To close things out, our future meeting dates will be on October 17th, which is a regular board meeting, and we have on November 6th, 2023, an interim board meeting. Both of those will be hybrid, like tonight.
Identify that November 6th.
Oh, very good. Thank you so much, Ms. Hughes. Yes, November 6th is a Monday. I do just want to highlight that for everyone. I skipped right past that. Thank you very much. And our future committee dates, we will have a finance committee meeting on Friday, October 13th at 8 a.m., which will be virtual, and an academic affairs committee meeting on Tuesday, October 24th, 2023 at 5 p.m., which also will be virtual. I do want to remind anyone who is joining us online, any members of the public, this is really, as Dr. Yannicone said before, this is really where a lot, not all, but a lot of the meat and potatoes of the work the board does takes place at the committee level. So I urge members of the, encourage, urge, cajole, beg, plead, whatever the right phrase is, members of the public to, members of the community to attend the committee meetings. And that's the best place to make your voice heard. All right, before I close things out, does anyone want to make a comment? No, I know we have, there's maybe sort of a baseball game that's happening tonight, so I'm sure everyone's anxious to get home and watch.
I already,
She's happy to stay as late as we need. She's not interested in the baseball.
All right.
Red October.
Yeah, not red, maybe yellow October, right?
Gold and blue October.
Right, something like that.
Something like.
Yeah,
it might be an outlier. I've seen all the sports I need today. My kid was already played.
all right, very
That's
good.
as far as I go with.
Very good. Well, then I do want to thank everyone. Dr. Yannicone, before I gavel the meeting to an adjournment, did you want to say anything?
No,
No?
I settled for tonight.
All right, very good. Thank you all very much.